were fought in this country, what the feminist achievements were a right for women to self-determination, to make decisions for ourselves, be it about contraception, be it about marriage, be it about how we dress, be it about whether we mould our bodies to the conception.
Isn't she saying, I don't want to be part of your society by covering her face up?
This is a question you have to ask her, and that's a question she's responded to you by saying no. She's saying to you, this is a choice I find empowering, and feminism is about supporting women who found empowerment, whatever route they find their empowerment through.
Claire.
I mean, it's ironic in a way that we can only have this conversation about the woman's right to choose in the West, where we have the kind of guarantee of equal rights for women before the law, and in other countries women are forced to wear the burqa. It's not a matter of free choice. And so yes, because in a way we need the language of the West. We need the language, which is a language coming out of a non-Islamic kind of tradition, to make the case that women are free to wear the burqa.
There's a European Muslim culture, and we're discussing it from within a European Muslim culture, and it's absolutely outrageous.
So are you saying that within Islamic culture, the language is completely a free choice?
The fact of the matter is, there is a European Muslim culture in which there is, of course, influence from the language and the debates which have enriched Muslim culture in this country.
Am I in danger of having my passions inflamed by seeing your face?
Personally, obviously, and again, I think my opinion on this is completely irrelevant. The fact
I don't think it's irrelevant.
Well, I think it is, because the discussion shouldn't be about what you think or I think. It should be about women's choice to make decisions about their own bodies for themselves.
Have I got a right to feel insulted that somebody thinks I would be inflamed if I saw their face?
Only if you assume that that's what they're thinking, and I think for quite a large portion of these women that's not what they're thinking.
Yes, sir, go on.
Someone earlier mentioned the word piety, and we haven't talked about that at all, and I think that's quite key, because in some Christian traditions, like, you have nuns who will, wear veils and things, and when they join a religious order, maybe they're told that they have to do that. And yes, they've made a choice to join the religious order, but what they do is an act of piety. They're not saying everyone has to do it. And I think it's very interesting because you mentioned that it's an act of piety. So, I don't know, maybe you'd like to elaborate on that a little bit, because I think that's quite important.
Well, let me bring it, Father Stephen in. Nasser, I will come to you and Hamza again. But the difference is, we can see, with a nun, we can see her face.
I was thinking, I teach at a secondary school here in New York, and I took some of the teenagers to one of the convents for Mass, to see them and to talk to them. And one of the great things was that they, when we were walking home to school, some of the kids were saying, "Gosh, Father, we didn't realise they were so happy." They were quite genuinely shocked that somebody could become a nun, give their life to God,
but they could see
and
their
still
face.
be happy. But they could see their face. And my friend here is right. There are pious traditions that are associated with different religions, and it's their choice. It's totally our friend here's choice, and we shouldn't persecute her for that. And this is England. We don't ban things that aren't harmful to other people. However, I would just say a pure observation, and I don't mean this judgmentally at all, but what I mean is, I've been sitting here for the last 3/4 of an hour, and I can see you smile. I can see you're a happy Muslim, and that encourages me. I mean that genuinely, and it's nothing to take away from you at all, but it's just that I can see that, and it's a witness to me that you're happy in your Muslim faith. Just that, hopefully, I come across as a happy priest, and the nuns did to the children. It's just that, also, maybe just add that element of witness.
Father, if you're happy, we're happy.
Isn't that great?
No. Peter, go on.
Just dwell slightly upon a point here.
Okay.
Islam in this country is a proselytizing religion. It wants to expand. It would like to be the main religion in this country if it possibly could. What
religion wouldn't?
Well, Judaism, for instance, wouldn't. And this is already a Christian country, so it's a slightly complicated thing to have Islam proselytizing and seeking to expand itself. And you go anywhere now and you'll see new mosques on high points in cities. You'll see open demonstrations of Muslim piety of this kind everywhere. It has a purpose. The thing is this: I'm all in favour of people being able to wear what they like, and I think that if we're going to have freedom for Islam to behave in this way, then we should remember we should also make sure that Christians are free to say and think and do what they like as well, which is increasingly becoming a problem. They're not, and there are a lot of assaults on Christianity in the society. But the real point here about Islam is this: if it seeks to become the majority in the main religion in this country, does it really actually want all women to dress as Hamza as Hamza does. I suspect it does, and I think that's the argument we should really be having, not about her right to do as she wishes, which I wouldn't want to interfere with, but with what Islam actually wants in this society.
Can I just challenge Peter a second? I mean, I would like to know how many people in here have been pressurised or approached by a Muslim to convert to Islam. I would really like to, if anybody
it doesn't take that form, Yvonne. It's the form it takes is that you send your child to a Christian school and he comes home and he says he's been asked to design a mosque. And this happens a lot.
So you want to come in here?
Islam is very strong.
Because you met Diane a few years ago, and now, of course, you follow the dress codes of what you believe. Is this not about a husband saying to his wife, "I don't trust you, cover up when you go out"?
Not at all, not at all. No? It's a matter, not the choice. I mean, I do appreciate this gentleman he's talking about. He has 40 years of reading of the Quran and the books, but I think you should go another 40 years to read a little bit more, because you know nothing. I'm sorry, this is absolutely a religious issue. Hamza, she has a religious duty and religious obligation. We must respect that. I challenge you on this one.
Where is it in the Quran that you must cover your face?
I can read it to you outside.
I'm sure you can.
But I can. All right, I'm a chaplain and I can.
Well, why isn't your wife's face covered then?
That's where it comes to the matter of the choice. It's first of all, it's a religious obligation. Secondly, it's her choice. It's her duty to do that. Thirdly, are you aware that I'm a male myself? If I go to houses, if I go to houses, I'm not allowed to look. I'm not allowed to look to see who is there. I'm not allowed to raise even my eyes. I go there, modesty, just walk in and just meet the male. I'm not allowed to look. This is the first look for identification.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It is a bad thing to look to just to identify people. But I'm not allowed to look. This woman here, it should not. I mean, Hamza should not be demonized.
We need to cut to the chase. This issue of niqab and burqa is a foreign importation. When I arrived in this country 30 years from South Africa, there was no such thing. We have a Wahhabi Salafi ideology coming in here, and we need to examine and ask ourselves as Muslims, is this what we want? Because Wahhabism and Salafism is not what Islam is about.
You've had your hand up for so long. I want to hear what you want to say.
Like the headscarf and the burqa in particular is such a personal issue to me. Firstly, I have to say that I feel, as much as I express myself through colour and through Western clothing, that's as much as valid as Hamza expressing herself through the burqa, which is also, you could say, a piece of cultural clothing from the East. Secondly, I personally don't wear the headscarf because I feel that men are going to be attracted to me as I walk down the street. I don't find that a personally important ethos behind covering. I feel I cover just for myself, literally just to preserve the beauty for myself and hide a little bit of me from the world, so that the world doesn't know all of me.
Okay, so Hamza, we'll give you the last word. Do people look at you as you walk about the streets of this country? Well, you think you live in London. Do people look at you in a strange way when they see you? Are you aware of that?
To be very honest, I've never feel victimised in any way whatsoever. Living in the country, I feel very proud to live in Britain. Being a free country, it's very, very accommodating so far.
You feel empowered?
Very much. I mean, I feel I've never felt any sense of insecurity leaving my house, going out. I do everything. I'm a normal mother like everybody else. And I've never feel victimised in any way whatsoever, and I've never been abused, hurled at, or anything like that.
Well, I hope you didn't feel bullied this morning. Thank you very much, Hamza, for coming on and talking. Thank you all very much.